What's up, YouTube? Once again, I'm out here trying to beat the rain. Gotten to the point in my project in my garage where I get to start putting siding on. I already put the roof on half of it, and well, I got one little piece because that's got to get cut. So that's on there. So I got to start putting this. I'm gonna start with this side. Reason being, I'm starting with the short side is because of the fact the way they stacked my metal. That's what's sitting on top. Because I ordered like 12 foot 4 inches from this corner, going clockwise all the way around to that back corner. I mean, even though these are going to have to get cut, but oh well. But I ordered 10 foot for these. So what I got to do now is put this lovely trim on. It goes along the bottom, and the panel sits right on top of it. So I've measured from the top to 118 inches and a half. Reason being, this lip, this flange part here is 1.5 inches. So that means that'll put this where the panel rests at 10 foot. So I've marked all the way down the line. So I got my handy dandy roofing nails. So these are like galvanized roofing nails. They got a little bit of ring on them to help them stay. Little 1-inchers. You don't actually need a lot of nails holding that trim in, because in all reality it's only holding the trim in until you get the panels on. It's only got to hold the weight of each individual panel, because once you put the panel up, you'll put screws next to each rib all the way down the bottom. So that's going to go through the panel into the trim and hold it all in that way. So I probably actually put more in there than I needed. In order for a nice clean look, once the siding goes up to the door, you don't just butt it up to the door. Put this nice trim on here. This is J channel. Reason is that looks just like a J. They have another one, my favorite, which you use like at the top for the soffit. It's called a F and J, because it's F and a J, not fucking J. But on a traditional like vinyl siding, you would use a J channel along the top as well. On this application, you only run it on the sides, because there's another piece that goes across the top, like for the metal buildings. It has a little awning that goes over top the door and the windows and stuff. I got some of that too. So after I get the J channel up, J channel goes up, you actually overlap the little eave to cover this part of the J up until like, I think that's the first inch. So, and then the siding goes in and it'll cover all that. So I already cut this, it's 88 inches. Got a couple little nailers in my pocket. Got a little break in the rain. So what I'm doing is setting the panel where it goes, putting this row in, and while I'm at it, just putting the bottom row in. And then I'm going to do like I did with the roof. I'm going to put a nail in that stud, nail in the middle of that stud, and run a string line and just go down. I could do like I'm doing here, where I just take the tape measure, doing 26 1/4, which puts me pretty close to the halfway point. Yeah. 26¼ all the way. So I'll show you what I'm doing. Work my way down the wall. As you can see, we got this whole wall done, except for the last little bit. Let's see. See? Right there. See? I gotta cut that piece. But I gotta do the same on the roof. Cut that last piece. So I like to do my cut pieces with what's left over. It's usually how I prefer to do it. So basically I'm going to run down this wall, and whatever I need to cut, I'm going to stop there and run down the next wall, so on and so forth, and then whatever I have left over from all that, those are the pieces I'm going to cut. So all the wood's sitting up top, for the floor up there. Probably going to finish unloading this trailer tomorrow and go get the rest of the lumber that's already paid for. But all the windows are leaning up against, well, some of the windows are leaning up against the trailer. I'd already bought windows from a bath and kitchen place that was going out of business. The guy got like terminally ill and was just, his wife was there unloading. I went and I bought some smaller windows. So $300 at freaking local hardware store. Which I'll show you because they're in the little van. And then I, posted that picture online that I, spent $300 on these freaking windows, and a buddy of mine's like, hey man, I got all these windows you could have. They pulled out their slider windows. They wanted sash windows where they go up instead of slide. So I went over there and he gave me 7 of them. There was 8, but we don't know where the other one went. And one of the smaller ones I'm not going to use anyways because they're double pane insulated windows. There's white stuff leached all inside of it, so I'll never be able to clean it. It'll just always look trashy, so I'm not going to use that one. So in order to continue the siding on the back wall, I got to go ahead and get my windows framed in. framed in, and I could technically mount them. That way they're up off the ground. I'll show you the other windows that I bought. These I actually intended for these to go in the upstairs, just to let light in. And these three were supposed to go on the back wall. But now that I have these large slider windows, it makes my life a whole lot easier. 6 I'm gonna use. The 7th one, you can see it's got a whole bunch of white bleached inside that one window. I can't get it out. So what I have to do is make frames. All those windows are not the same. Some of them are at 48 inches and some of them are at 46 inches. I'm not really sure why. So the good thing about them is they give me the option to where I can put them at height. I don't even know if this thing can see me here. There we go. Turn around. But I can put them at the proper height and I can unlock them and slide them and have that ability. So I don't really plan to open them like all the time, obviously, because I'm going to be heating this place and later hopefully air conditioning it. So only in like spring and fall months will I be opening it to let fresh air in, and or you know, I catch something on fire, get something smoky, smoke myself out because some bird made a freaking nest in my flue pipe. But so I'm gonna go ahead and get my measurements, and then I'm gonna mount them on this wall, and then I can technically put them in, mount them. We got our window measured out. The second window frame. The biggest downfall is that this thing, each one of these window frames eats up 3 8-foot 2x4s. So I had bought a bunch just to frame up windows. Fortunately, I put a lot of them up on the walls as well when we were supposed to get that hurricane. Thankfully, we did not get that, you know, hit that Florence. It swung completely around. But I still left all the bracing up because it's by the end of hurricane season. Who knows what's coming down the pipeline. So I'm going to have to get some more. We all know how much I like using the jig. So this is my window jig board, if you will. All I'm going to do is sit it up here on the mark I made. And drill it to the wall. There's that window, there's that window roughed in. I still have to put across the top basically like a nailer board along and then frame it out. So that way I can put the J channel around it. So I know they look high now because obviously But the top of the pressure treated wood is supposed to be the floor, and it's 4 foot from the ground. So I have the option, however, I figured out when it's done that I can go up or down a little if I need. If I want to go an inch lower with the floor, I can. And that's just based on the workbench height, but that's really null and void. I was planning for my roll around workbench to be 3 feet tall, maybe 3.5. So with a normal workbench on the wall, I want a countertop height, which is 40. I think it's 42 inches. I don't know. I had to measure. So in my other garage. But the big welding table / chassis table is going to be shorter. Reason being, it being shorter means I can reach farther across it. So it's 4 foot wide. If my pencil's on the other side, I can reach it versus having to walk all the way around for it. So, and it's easier to draw measurements. And as you build a chassis that's 36 inches tall, you know, if it's 3 feet, I'm going to 6 foot high. So, and I'm 6'4", so it's relatively easy for me to work at that height. Get the next window done and get cracking.